A Bath, Part 1. Drip. Rain pattered against the tiles of small, secluded stores. Ladies hurried for cover, their skirts lightly brushing against muddied puddles, whilst men strode beside them, their coats raised above their heads to protect them from the downpour. You didn't run. In fact, you didn't even hesitate at the sound of the distant thunder that began to roar amidst gathering clouds. You kept going, with nothing but a sigh that blended in with the whistle of the wind. You kept walking. You strolled in the middle of the cobblestone street, turning your head to look through misty windows, where you could see tired shopkeepers tending to their wares. You weren't interested in anything they were selling. You only came for one small purchase. If only you had remembered where that little shop was. Small droplets lay perched on the tips of your lashes as your eyes darted to and fro, searching frantically for it. Perhaps I'm looking for it incorrectly, you thought to yourself. The shopkeeper had told you something about not searching too hard for his store. He said you should just breathe. And breathe you did. You stopped in the middle of the path, not caring about how the rain began to pelt harder against you. You stood there, closed your eyes, and breathed. And there, beyond the smell of wet leaves, beyond the chilliness that almost seemed to burn your nose as you inhaled, you smelt it, the scent of your home. That was what had caught your attention the previous occasion. A few months ago, in the exact same street, on an equally somber day, you caught the faint whiff of familiarity. The street was far from where you lived, and yet you couldn't brush the scent off as nothing but the smell of home. You opened your eyes again, and now the scent almost seemed tangible. You followed it like a moth to the light. There was no sign. The little shop had no wooden board that hung above, bearing its name. All that you could see from outside as a curious passerby was a large window that showed a dimly lit room with walls covered in ceiling-high drawers, and an old man hunched over his counter with his back to the window. You could see his grey-topped head bobbing along to an unheard tune as his shoulders rised and fell, seemingly tinkering about with something. There was little evidence that pointed to what that store sold or what services it may have offered. The only thing that enticed you to go inside was that waft of home that crawled out from beyond the door. The bell jingled softly as you entered, and the old man's head perked up as you made your way to the counter. That smell of home just disappeared as you closed the door behind you. He wore a thick set of reading glasses, and you could see how the crow's feet deepened at the corners of his eyes as he smiled. "Ah, I see you're back. How may I help you today?" You thought you caught a glimmer of mirth in his cloudy eyes. He let out a hesitant chuckle. "Yes, sir. It seems I'm back for more, just like you said. But I'm not going to use it up as quickly as last time, I swear." He shook his head slightly as he stood up from his stool and slowly hobbled over to the tall ladder that lay against one of his many tall cabinets. "I'm not judging you for coming back for more. In fact, I'm surprised you only came back after a few months. Usually the customers who get the same thing as you use it up within a week." You blinked in surprise at the comment. "Either way," he continued, "there's no harm in using it. I understand how much comfort this brings people. Nothing wrong with being a little more enthusiastic to relive that comfort more often." He gingerly climbed up a few steps, carefulness in his movements, and he leaned over to the side to open a drawer. He rummaged through some objects inside before pulling out a large black jar. The contents inside couldn't be seen. Slowly, he stepped back down the ladder and shuffled his way back behind the counter, grabbing a measuring cup and a small paper bag from another desk on his way back. "How much would you like this time? Same as before?" Same as before." He unscrewed the jar and scooped out a shimmering black powder. It glittered in the soft light that cascaded on the small room. It was dazzling to look at, as ominous as it may have also seemed. The old man poured about 3 cups worth of the powder into the paper bag, rolling up the top and sealing it with a round black sticker. It was done. You paid him the money, took the paper bag, and thanked him, wishing him a good day. He nodded back, and all you heard him say as you walked out the door was, "Enjoy your bath."